Hello YouTubers and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be comparing two pairs of headphones. So I'll be comparing the Denon AH-D7200 and the Sennheiser HD660S2. So, bit of background here. I love the Sennheiser 660S2s, really like them, open back. They sound very high definition, very high fidelity. They do miss, sometimes I miss a little bit of bass on here, but it's there and it's deep. The bass is there, the vocals are really nice, the treble is silky smooth. I can get lost in the music with the Sennheisers a lot. Do I favorite over like IEMs, the IE600 or my OH7s? You know, that's a question that I'm going through right now. I do like convenience of just being able of the full-size headphones because I can just put them on. Comfort-wise, really good, and the looks, I just think it's a classic look. I like that behind the grill there. I think there's very little to fault about the Sennheisers here. If they had a little bit more bass, then they would make me a lot happier. Having said that, you do get used to it once you start listening to it. Of course, if you go from a bass-heavy IEM straight onto the Sennheisers, you're going to feel like a lack of bass. But if you get used to it, the bass is there. And not only the bass is there, the definition there, the resolution's there. I'm listening to, at the moment, through a Chord Mojo connected to a Aoun S17 amp. And I mean, it's really, this scales up to a good amp really well. And I'm really enjoying my time with the Sennheiser HD660S2s. But before I could say, okay, I'm gonna, that's my choice, I started reading reviews about the Denon AH-D7200s, I think. Let me see, check the box. Yes, AH-D7200s. Because, you know, they look really cool, right? They look fantastic. They've got ball bearings for the action of the slide action here. So I was really wanting to get my hand on these. They're closed back, so in my mind I was like, okay, if these are really good, I'm going to take them to the office, which is, of course, something I cannot do with the Sennheisers. Well, I can do it, but they're open back, so it's not ideal for an office environment. But these are closed back, and you know, they've been around for so long. There's this Denon, 2016 I think they came out, or something like that. But this lineage has come a long way for many years. And they have apparently, they have a lot of people out there who actually like them a lot. So I was like, could this be it? You know, Denon, I like Denon, you know, like I used to remember Denon from many years ago from the hi-fi systems and things like that. So I thought, you know, it's a good brand. So these are not cheap, so they'll be good. And so I got them. And unfortunately, I got them used on Amazon's, and the first pair came without the pads. No good. The second pair came without the cable. I should read the small print. So I got a cable, it's a balanced cable. So I'm giving this the best chance possible of sounding good. As soon as I put them on, I felt there's something off with the sound. I'm sorry, but there is something off with the sound on here, you know, like, and then I was listening to a few tracks and I'm trying to pinpoint what it was, and I was going back to the Sennheiser just for reference, and there's something really off with the sound. My first impression is that it's not really hi-fi sound, so it's not very defined, the sound. The resolution is missing. It's very mid-centric, right? So so mid-bass and mids are there, like so there. I don't think this has got as much, the bass is really good, but I don't think it's got as much sub-bass as the Sennheisers, which I was very surprised about. Although the mid bass is much more pronounced, and like, and that makes the vocals and everything very present. But then the highs are missing. Like, you can just about hear it, but they're missing. It's really bad on the highs. So I think that's what was missing from the sound. As soon as I put them on, well, there's something off here. And I remember reading a review on Amazon from someone who returned them, and they were saying these are like hi-fi speakers without tweeters, and I think he's right, because they got a lot of that mid-range, you know, they got like quite a good mid-bass, but they just there's something missing. You know, if you have those speakers, right, where you have like two connections at the back, and you can connect the tweeter and the mids and woofer separately, and if you remove the cables from the tweeter and you only have like the woofer going, it still sounds music, it still sounds orchestral, but there's something missing, and it's just that sparkle in the treble. So yeah, so I was massively disappointed, because I had really high expectations for this, considering they've been around for so long and there's a lot of people talking good stuff about them. So the sound is a big no. I mean, I'm quite rehearsed in listening to gear, so it didn't take me long to realize that the sound on this was off. It's just off. I mean, you might like it. I'm not saying it's terrible or horrible, but it's definitely not. Whereas on the Sennheisers, you get like detail, you got transparency, you got you know, a real sub bass, you got like milky smooth highs, you know, like these are really good headphones. With these, it's more like a fun headphone. Yeah, it's a fun headphone, but it's missing a lot in the sound department. So just warning you there. Another thing that I really didn't like is, like, they look good. They got ball bearings for the action here, and the wood feels nice, and the whole construction feels nice, although they're a little bit slack, you know. But the worst thing is this headband here. It looks nice, and it looks like it's going to be really comfortable, but you cannot tell it. But underneath this leather here, there's like a plastic strip, and when you do that, the plastic strip kind of hardens. So when you put it in your head, it kind of like, it's just not comfortable. You know, like when you put a pair of headphones, you can feel whether they're comfortable or not. And I'm just looking at the video here, they also look a little bit silly, but tremendously uncomfortable. The cups and yeah, not the most comfortable headphone compared with the Sennheisers. You know, like you put them on and you're like, ah, oh, so good, right? It's there's no pressure points. It's just like everything is balanced. I love it. You know, like I think with Sennheiser is like a lot of the action is here, and I've noticed that on a few Sennheisers that the action is here. So when you open it, there's not much movement at the top here, right? See? And I think that's on purpose. But when you look at the headphone like the Denon, there's no action here. This is all solid, too solid. So all the action is at the top. You see how the top flattens? So that, of course, is going to have the effect of, you know, just being uncomfortable on your head. I mean, I've got the Momentum 3s here as well. And if you look at them, yeah, see, a lot of the action, the opening action is on the sides here. And I think this is a Sennheiser thing, right? Or at least some of the Sennheiser designs. I don't know them all, but you can clearly see that with the HD660 here. It's everything's kind of here. So the top stays, you know, the shape of your head, unless you got like a really flat head. Because look at this. This is ridiculous. So very bad design, you know, like yeah. I mean, I had really high expectations, and I was really thinking, you know, if I like these a lot, which I hoped I liked, because a lot of people talking about this amazing bass and all this kind of stuff, I felt, well, you know, if I like these a lot, I'll ditch the Sennheisers, and I'll keep these, and then with the added bonus that I can take them to the office. Of course, I'm not talking about the sound as in, these are open back, these are closed back, so there's always going to be differences in sound, but I'm not talking necessarily about the differences between open back and closed back, I'm talking about the differences just in sound quality. And this doesn't sound like a hi-fi, a refined, modern hi-fi headphone. It just doesn't. It really doesn't. So, yeah, between these two, I'll take the Sennheisers all the time. They're lighter, more comfortable, they sound a lot better, they look a lot better, actually. Although they're made of plastic, these are made of metal, but you know, these feel very well built, and like, you know, you move them like this and they feel nice, you know, they feel nice, you know, when you touch them. It's a shame, well, it's not a shame, but they got this 2-pin thing here. Maybe it would have been nice if they had like a, well, but they come with 2 cables anyway, all the cables I'll ever need, and I don't think the cables will spoil. So Sennheiser 660S2s totally wipes the ass of the Denon AH-D7200s. These are actually not so good. Look at this. What the look, yeah. Anyway, if you are out in the market, and these are cheaper, right? These are cheaper, actually cheaper. I got these from a refurbished deal by Sennheiser, like 350 euros, and they're a steal for 350 euros. I got these secondhand on Amazon and didn't come with a cable. I had to buy the cable separate for almost 500. So yeah, it's a no-brainer, guys. You know, unless you really like the mid-forward presentation on here, and of course the soundstage is quite narrow on this as well, right? So sounds don't travel so much as they do here, and this is not known for a very big soundstage. So that's my 2 cents. Sennheiser HD660S2 versus Denon. Sennheiser, really good reference, nothing wrong with it. Could have a little bit more bass. Denon, a lot of emphasis on the mid bass, if that's your thing, but it's clearly missing the highs. I think it misses the sub bass as well, and it's got some serious issues with construction and feel and comfort. So there you go. Thank you so much. Thank you to my subscribers. Like if you like, and I see you next time.